And we're back, honey. We're back for another episode of Love Island Games. Okay, this wasn't that bad of an episode. I think that I really enjoyed the competition that they had, but at the same time, I don't know. I wanted a little bit more drama, just a little piece this episode, and we kind of got a little bit, so we'll talk about it. First things first, my girl Garby is realizing that she need to get them nails cut, and I'm like, Garby, I don't even know why you came on this show with a piece of a nail. You understand? Girl, they should have been cut very, very short the way that you be trying to compete and get into the things, okay? Now, Kendall, he just glad to have been there, okay? He like, listen, I'm just glad. I'm glad that I was saved. I'm glad to be here with you. I'm not even gonna hold you. I know I did not do good in that last challenge, but understand the next challenge gonna be ours, okay? And y'all know what? I think Kendall may have held true to his word. Now, although a lot of the work was put on the ladies, in my opinion, this particular episode, I will say, he made sure he held true to that. All right. Now, Nicola and Isaiah, she's super proud of herself, and I'm proud of Nicola too, because y'all know I like me some Nicola, honey. She is partnered with Isaiah, and I could tell that she started to take a liking to him because they are winning these competitions. But I'm like, girl, hold up, because honestly, I don't know if Isaiah is into you like that, because I think he is feeling Solene. Solene gives every bit of Phoebe vibes from during his season. So I could definitely see those two partnered up. But I do want them to bring somebody in for my girl. All right. Now Tyreek and Johnny are talking, and Tyreek lets Johnny know that he's glad that old girl Adriana, had him as a partner, and that they won because he wanted her to stay in the villa. But Tyreek also brings up the history between Johnny and Andreina. And I was a little confused because I said, well, wait a minute. How do you know this information? How do you know that they have a history? Because Johnny and Andreina agreed to not let anybody know that they had been dating or whatever the case, or they was kicking it or whatever. It was supposed to be a secret. So you know what it gave me? It gave me Creep Squad. For those guys that watch Love and Hip Hop New York or whatever the case, it was like Peter Guns, Cisco, and it was like, was it DJ Self? It was a few guys that were a part of the Creep Squad. And these were the guys that would, date different women and then chatty patty about them and all of that stuff, right? So when I see that Johnny and Tyreek are having this conversation, and Tyreek just just brings up the fact that Johnny and Adriana has a history, and Johnny didn't seem too bothered or surprised by it, it leads me to believe that y'all intentionally hopped into Andreina's DMs to see which one of y'all could bag her first. And that may not be the case, but that is the vibe that I'm getting. Okay. That's what I'm getting from that. But all right, then y'all do what y'all gonna do, because y'all gonna do that anyway. Right now, Johnny does say that he is happy to be partnered with Andreina. He's cool with that. He says at the end of the day, out of all of the women in the villa, he would have chose her. And it makes sense. I get it. A lot of the people are going to choose people based on their appearance and what they like. Okay. I'm going to choose you off of the fact that you're very attractive. But if you end up being a terrible partner, I might have to let you go. And okay, because there's too much money on the line for all of this. So right now, Johnny is cool. Okay. So of course, Andreina comes over, she interrupts that conversation, and she calls Johnny over to the side. So Tyreek calls her Mia Moore. And then I guess he was like, you're not my Mia Moore anymore. I can't call you Mia Moore anymore because you're not partnered with me, or whatever the case is. But you could tell she wasn't really feeling him. And I think she was just disappointed in the fact that he sat up there and he pretty much said he didn't believe in her. So she didn't like that. But then he turned it back on her and said, you don't believe in yourself. So that really pissed my girl off for sure. Okay. Let's see what else happens. So Andreina tells Johnny that she loves how he can lead her and how she trusts him, and she couldn't be more happier being with a partner like him. And I'm like, I'm with you, Andreina, and I'm glad that you have Johnny as a partner. Johnny is truly a competitor, but girl, he will drop you like a bad habit. So if you weren't pulling your weight with Tyreek, you better pull it with Johnny. Now, Tyreek might have a little piece of a heart with you, but I don't think Johnny will. Johnny is about winning. Johnny is about that money. Okay, and so you better get in the game, love. Get in the game. Okay, because if you was worried about Tyreek dropping you like a bad habit, you better worry about Johnny. Now, Johnny is laying it thick on her, though. I do feel like he laying it thick when he talks about how he feels like, he's her Superman, and how ironic it was that they were getting to know each other or whatever before she came into the villa, and then now he feels like he was brought in as Superman to swoop her up and save her from being kicked off the show or whatever. So I said, okay. And Adriana, she just gonna eat it up, honey. So Tyreek tells Chris that, he spoke with KK. He like, let me have a chat with you. I want to go and let you know I talked to your girl. I am interested in her. And I just want you to know that we share the kiss with each other, like, period. So that's what he's telling Chris. And you could tell when Chris came over there to sit down with him, he was like, all right, what you got? Cause you be full of shit. So what's up? What you on? You could tell Chris was already slightly irritated. Like, what you on? Because I don't be, you be keeping up shit. So what you got? So Tyreek says that he wanted to tell him out his own mouth and that he didn't hear it from somewhere else or whatever. And I'm like, he should have heard it from KK in a sense. But then at the same time, that's not, like, you don't get my girl KK then to go off of. So I kind of like, she'll get around to telling you when she do, I guess. But Chris says that he appreciates him telling him. He said, because KK ain't say a damn thing. All right. He says, this is why I keep my head in the game, because now he feeling played. And that's what I want for KK though. I want KK to keep her head in the game. Like, I don't even know if Chris is really there to connect with a woman. Chris plays basketball. He's an athlete. He's focused. Like, sometimes when men get in their focus bags, they don't want they don't be, not all men, but some men, they don't be wanting that distraction for real of like a relationship, right? So Chris is a guy that's typically overseas, honey. All right, typically overseas, but right now Chris trying to get that bread. So KK, I think you should follow Chris's lead when it comes to y'all coupling. In my personal, because I don't want to see my girl getting caught up and getting, playing herself out of $250,000 because she trying so bad to be in a coupling. Okay, so we shall see. How this is gonna go. Now, Chris tells Josh about the kiss between Tyreek and KK. So he's kind of feeling away. Not kind of, he is. And it's not so much as I guess she kissed him. It's just more so the fact that, like, damn, why she ain't say nothing? Okay. So Chris tells Andreina about the kiss. And I'm like, you so damn messy. You so damn messy. But I mean, I guess he didn't know that she didn't know. So he was like, I guess you know. And she was like, what? I ain't know that. So now she hot about it. But honestly, the moment that I heard Andreina was hot about it, I'm like, girl, you legit kissed Johnny. And you about did it more than one time. So it's like, why are we tripping for real, for real? Okay, let's not. Anywho, so Kendall and Garby, they want to get to know each other more because they don't know if they would, if they if they don't know if this is going to be a challenge later, right? So it may be a challenge of how well do you know your partner and stuff like that. So he wants to know as much about her as he can. Of course, we learned that she is afraid of needles, whereas he's afraid of divorce. Like, once he gets married, he's afraid of divorce. And I don't like when people say that. It depends. Like, I can see if you I don't know. I don't know. I could be wrong. Like, I mean, everybody has their own different reasons. But when I hear people say I'm afraid of divorce, it kind of makes me feel like that's the excuse people use to prevent themselves from going deeper with connections in relationships sometimes. That's what I think. And that's exactly how I felt about his connection with Nicole last year. I felt like it was just fake as hell. You know what I'm saying? It was very performative, right? If he were to actually fall for Garby, I would love to believe that the feelings are really genuine. But when I hear somebody say I'm afraid of divorce, I feel like, yeah, that's just what I think. I think that you'll enjoy your person, you'll hang out, maybe do a little sex. I don't know, you might even get a girlfriend, but actually getting to the next level of proposing, you would allow the idea of you possibly divorcing this person drive your fear to not taking the next step. And it's just like, I don't like it, but do what you're gonna do, right? Neither of them have tats, and he asked her about her favorite sex position. At first, I was like, why you asking that girl that question? But then at the same time, like, we are on Love Island, okay? They be doing all kind of stuff, right? So with that being said, she kind of struggled to tell him what it is. And then she eventually came out with it and let him know that she is a virgin, right? Okay, so that's just what that is, right? And he didn't seem to be bothered by it at all. He was like, oh, okay, you're a virgin. Like, okay, cool. And I'm not even mad at his reaction. He was just like, oh, okay, no big deal, like, no thing, like, it's cool, like, it's whatever. Okay, I don't know. I mean, some people may take it as, oh, okay, he wasn't really attracted to her for real anyway. That he not bothered by that. But then, at the same time, it really probably may not be that big of a deal to him. Okay, and she appreciated that because when she does tell some of the guys that she do like, that's not that she it hasn't done that before. Like, they don't always give her a great reaction. So for him to give her that, she was cool. Let me tell y'all, I still don't trust Kendall. I want the best. I want him to show me something different, but at the same time, I really like Garby, and I love her competitive spirit. And I just don't like, she is the powerhouse in that coupling. And I don't want it to be a situation to where he messes it all up for her. Okay, because he's not that strong of a partner. Okay, so if y'all send somebody else in that want to snatch up Garby, hopefully he's a powerhouse that's just as competitive as a Johnny and as a Josh. So we shall see. Anywho, but I will say this. I will give Kendall this though. Kendall gonna try. Kendall he gonna get in the game, right? He gonna do his best. I will give him that. Now Tyreek is really feeling KK, and Lucinda says that she sees his head turning. Like, I see your head turning. He says, yeah, that's true. He said, but I wasn't really expecting it. Like, I wasn't expecting it to happen like this fast or whatever. But I'm like feeling her. So when she walked past, he was like, hey, sexy, or whatever the case is, and she kept walking. Him like, man, she's so bad. I was like, ooh. I kind of like her. Now, I hope you being for real, Tyreek, because I like this kind of carrying on when it comes to my girl KK. Okay, because she is bad. I like that bone structure and all. I'm loving it. Okay, I don't know about you, but I like the compliments. Okay, so anyway, so she asked if he could get back with Adriana. Does he see it? And he's like, I don't know. Like, I'm still attracted to her or whatever. And Lucinda says, well, she's into Johnny, And I'm like, well, why did you ask that question anyway? So she says that Andreina is into Johnny, and they kissed on the date. I feel like Lucinda just wanted to be messy and tell that tea. That's what she was trying to get around to. Like, they kissed on a date or whatever. And he was like, oh, wow. He was like, good to know. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that he did not know. All right. But you should have expected it. If you sat up there and you were talking to Johnny and you know that they got a history, then you should have expected them to have kissed while they was out on a date anyway. Right. But I feel like Tyreek was really glad to learn this information, because in his head, he's probably like, okay, cool. Well, she shouldn't be too pissed whenever I tell her that I kissed KK. Okay, so it is what it is. Now, Nicola and Isaiah, they sit down, and Isaiah lets her know that, they've been really crushing things when it comes to the challenges and stuff. And he asked her how she's feeling about them romantically. And she's like, I'm cool, I like it. I like us winning the challenges together. She didn't really lean into the fact that she really likes him. I'm kind of glad that she didn't, a little bit. Just a little. I'm kind of glad that she didn't. Like, say it first that she really likes him, but it wouldn't have mattered, because it seemed like he still was gonna kind of like let her down easy either way it go. But he lets her know he enjoys their challenges and how they're winning, but on an intimate level, he says it's just not there for him. And she says, no, it's okay, it's fine. And he was like, you sure? She was like, yeah. She was like, I promise, like, it's fine, like, that's completely fine. And it really wasn't, because my girl was about to damn near lose it when she got in the confessional. She says she's not really happy, and she's like, I just wish that there was one guy, right, that would actually come in and be attracted to her. Okay. Um, and I want the same thing for her. I want the same thing for her, right? I don't know. I mean, I feel like we all can see where she probably could make some changes. I think number one, she just need to have more confidence in herself. You could just kind of tell. I feel like her posture and how she sits shows a lot about how she feels about herself. I feel like she sits like hunchback over versus like up. You know what I'm saying? More. I don't know. I feel like she could just work on that a bit. Um, this sounds crazy if she could do what she want to do, but I was like, if she got like a little nose job, I know most people that have like that little, it's like a little hump. It's like a very awkward hump that they have. They hate that and they want to go get that fixed. And I understand. Okay, I'm not telling her to get a nose job, but I was looking at her. I was like, oh, if she changed that just a little bit, she would be looking amazing. Um, and also with her eyes and brows and stuff like that, but she's still to me a cute girl. I think that the confidence could change a lot, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure you guys have seen people, like, we're all not attractive to everybody, but there may be some people that you may not have thought was like attractive initially, but when they have a great personality, I feel like sometimes that may fade to be like, okay, you don't look so bad, or whatever the case is. So I like her personality though, but I wish that she had a bit more confidence, and that's why I want her to stay on the show, because I want to see more of that confidence come through. But then I know that it sucks when you have a person that's kind of like, it's not you. So hopefully they send somebody else in that's like genuinely like, that's my type, okay, or I would like to get to know her better or whatever. Now Chris did say that about her though. Now I don't know if that would change something, but he said that he really likes her. She's different. Okay, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right. What else is going on? So Chris and KK. Chris says that he was upset to learn about the kiss between her and Tyreek, and she says, "Oh, dang, I hate that you found out. I hate that you found out before I could tell you. Like, I don't really like that or whatever." And Chris says that, well, I really feel like he told me that because he felt guilty. You think Tyreek felt guilty? Ah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Tyreek told you this to be a little, well, I don't think he felt guilty. All right. I ain't even gonna say he was trying to be messy or whatever, but he just wanted to, that's what happens when you kiss somebody, one of somebody's partner, eventually you're gonna let them know or whatever the case was. And that's what it was, okay? But I don't think he felt guilty about anything. That's not your girl. So he lets her know that Andreina also knows, because she was like, I haven't talked to Andreina. He was like, oh, she know. She knows. She was like, oh, she do? Dang. Yeah, because he told her. But she does reassure him, like, although I kissed that guy, like, when I kissed him, it was like, oh, okay, this is cool. But you're still my number one. You're the person that I still want to get to know. You're the person I want to do this with, or whatever the case is. So that's that. And he said, well, I don't really care that you kissed the old boy, but just make sure that you communicate it back to me. Yeah, and you do the same thing, okay? You've been playing in my girl face. So you really shouldn't feel no ways about anything she doing with her lips, for real, for real. Talk about something. What he told her the other day, talk about something. I don't know. I don't know the difference between a in during the challenge kiss and an outside of the challenge kiss, when you was over here damn near begging somebody for a kiss last season, like the other season. Boy, cut it out. So, anywho, Andreina asked Tyreek about kissing KK, and Tyreek says that he was planning on telling her, but the next morning she was gone. So, Andreina calls him out for that. She said, so wait, you kissed her on the night that I literally was at my lowest because I lost and I was very vulnerable and stuff, but you decided to kiss her at that time. Like, that's really messed up. So he's like, I apologize for doing it during that time. And he calls Andreina out about kissing Johnny. He was like, and you ain't tell me that. And she was like, but that's different. That's not the same thing. That's different. She says, we have a history. And he said, okay, you got a history. How many more people gonna come in here with a history or whatever? And she says, she's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm hot. Everyone wants me. I mean, what do you want me to say? And I'm like, I don't think that was a good response. Like, yes, you are hot. But at the same time, so you just entertain everybody that quote unquote wants you. Oh, okay. Well, I guess. Anywho, so yeah, whatever it was, I do agree with Tyreek though. I do feel like, girl, it is the same. Like, it is the same. And stop acting like this your damn man, okay? Because it's not. Anywho, I do feel like some part of me wanted her to be connected to Johnny to make Tyreek jealous, because it seems like Tyreek is still her first choice too, in some way. So she asked him, how can they be a couple if at her lowest he'll do the worst? And he says, but that's the thing though, we not even an actual couple. If we was a couple, he was like, I'll be loyal. He says, but we not with each other. So she get upset and she walks off. And I think that what he's talking about, like, yes, they're not a couple with the show, but also I think he's like, if you were my actual girlfriend, then I'm gonna be loyal to you, but you ain't my girlfriend. So even if I wasn't a coupling with you, I'm still do what I want to do, because again, we just coupled up together. You're not my girlfriend. So I don't know. She got upset and she walked off. Now, Andreina and Josh over there talking about their similarities. And once again, I feel like, I'm sorry, not Andreina, but Andrea talks with Josh. And she, for me, once again, lets him know that she wants to take things slow. All right. Because she says that she want to learn from her past and be a bit more strong minded. And Josh up there agreeing with her about wanting to take things slow. And I'm like, I can't tell. I cannot tell. Okay. Meanwhile, you got Justine and Chris getting to know each other, so they having small talk, and she asked him if he's here for the money or what, and here he go saying, money is money. I could get it from somewhere else. And I said, boy, go ahead. You get on my nerves sometimes with the what you say. He sound just like he sounded in season 7, talking about something. I could be overseas playing ball right now. Money is money. I could get it from somewhere else. Boy, shut up. You just say, yeah, I'm here for the money. And if I find a partner that I'm gonna be connected with, then that'll be great. That's a plus. Okay. So Justine says the relationship hasn't been kind. The relationship on Love Island, or relationships, haven't been kind to her. So right now she is setting her focus up on being all about the money. Okay. So that's what Justine says. KK and Andreina. So KK pulls her for a chat. Andreina says that she's not mad with her. KK says that she wanted to keep her updated so bad for so long. I said, KK, get out of here, girl. I wanted to keep you updated so bad for so long. Like, bitch, do you know how many days that went by? It looked like it's been 48 hours. Girl, you had plenty of time to let me know. Like, what you talking about? Anywho, she says she doesn't know if something's there or not, but I guess she wants to just see what it is. Like, I'm telling you that I kissed him, but I'm not gonna stop talking to him. And then here go Tyreek miss himself. He pulls KK for a chat. Now I just feel like him and at this point Andreina playing games with each other for real. So he pulls her for a chat, and Andreina tells her, "Good luck, girl. She might need it when it comes to him." So KK sits down and she's like, "Why you told?" He says, "Well, I respect you and I wanted no one to be in the dark. I wanted everything to be in the open." So she asked him, "What does he want? A gameplay partner? You want to stay mine?" What she said, "I fuck me," or whatever the case is. And he was like, "Listen, I want both. I want a game day partner, but then I also want somebody that I'm attracted to that I probably could grow something with." And it's only like really two of y'all in here that I think I could do that with. Basically, her and Andreina. So she says that she feels like if someone else comes in, then he can compete. That can actually compete with her or compete better than her. She says she feels like he gonna leave her out there to dry, but she feels safe with Chris, and she wants to make sure that she make it to the end because she's trying to get this money too. I didn't really understand. I'm like, you asked him if he was there for you. I mean, there for a game day partner, or actually finding love. And he's like, he's there for both. But then you said, when I hear that, it makes me feel like, and I'm like, what are you talking about? When I hear that, it makes me, I don't know if maybe the editing was a little weird here, but her response didn't really match his response. So clearly something was chopped out. But she was like, when I hear that, it makes me feel like you'll pick somebody else over me if they're better than me. Right. And I'm like, you should do the same thing. But anywho, so she tells him she likes him, but she needs more energy from him at the end of the day. So they getting all close with each other and stuff like that. And I'm liking the fact that KK does have her options. Okay, so we'll see. Ariana comes in looking as amazing as she wants to look, to let the people know, hey, I got somebody else that's going to play the game with us, and that's going to be Toby. Toby walks in. Toby knows quite a few people on the cast. All right. Toby gets to make a decision on who he wants to be with, so he gets to snatch somebody girls up. He snatches up Andrea from Josh, therefore leaving Josh to partner up with Justine. Actually, for me, I think this is great for Josh. I think Josh should remain in a coupling with Justine. I think they're both competitors. All right. And if you're about, let me go back. When it comes to Andrea, I think this is good for her getting snatched up a third time, because if you're not trying to get yourself attached to none of these guys just yet and you trying to weigh your options, I think it's kind of good. Don't lock in. Get to know everybody. And this is one of the ways, okay, that you get to know everybody. All right. Um, but yeah, Josh, you're I know you claiming her already, but you seem to be more about competing than you are with the love aspect, which is why I think that it's really good that you are with Justine. Okay. I think this is, and even when Ariana said it, I was like, yup. I was thinking the same thing. She's like, this might be a good pairing. And I'm like, it is. Ain't no might in it. This is a good pairing. Y'all should definitely stick together. Now, the couples have to split up into two different groups, which will represent two different heats, and they're supposed to do some type of football type of challenge or whatever. So the first part of the challenge, what it looks like is they have to fill the girl's head up with flirt fuel. Then they have like these tires all over the board. It looks like it's like a tic-tac-toe board type of thing. So in order for, while the girls have this liquid in there on their helmets, they have to step in and out of the different tires to make it all the way to the finish line, right? And the tires have to be only your color. So if your color green, all of your tires have to be green. And so they have to make their way all the way down to the end and dump all of that on two different sides of the field goal, okay? And just see who wins, right? So they do this whole thing, and it's like two different rounds, I believe. They was really struggling, okay? They were struggling to fill up the goalpost. Once they got to the end and filling that stuff up, the tubes, they was really struggling. Girl, when Isaiah fell on his ass, that was too funny. I said, baby, I hope his neck is okay, because when he fell, his head hit the damn tire. It was a lot going on. Isaiah and Nicola, she was trying to communicate with him. He don't be listening. Like, I think that's a problem with Isaiah, likely in relationships. Okay. I don't know how he'll be with a different partner, but they've done the same thing when they were doing a little ring challenge. He was trying to guide her, she wasn't listening, and then now he's trying to, or she's trying to get his attention, and he over there doing whatever else, right? But at the same time, it's weird because they still make good partners together. But anyway, when it comes to Isaiah, he decided to sabotage some of the other folks. So he running down there, moving they they tires and all of that. But I thought that was funny. KK and Chris ended up winning overall though. Well, not overall, but they won that round. And then it was Garby and Kendall, okay, for the first round. Now the second round, the ladies had to fill up the hats, the helmets, and then they had to like crawl all the way down to like this little limbo thing where they had to go under the pole without knocking all the liquid out, and then filling back up those goalposts or whatever, right? And so KK and Chris won that second round too. So now it's time for group 2 to go. And at some point in watching them, I was so over the sabotaging. I think production may have told them to chill the hell out at some point. Like, I'm like, y'all, I would be irritated if they made that game longer than what it really had to be. Like, y'all, come on, dog. Like, I'm ready to go inside now and get this shit up off me, right? If I was a part of the first group. But anywho, Mert was about to get his ass stomped by Johnny for sure. Johnny was finna stomp the out of Mert, because Mert, you was playing too much, okay? At some point, Mert, you was playing too damn much, okay? You done trying to get the tire from Johnny, your ass done fell and everything. You was just doing too much. Anywho, Justine and Chris, not Chris, but Josh won the first round. I'm not sure who won the second round, but when it came down to the final, 4 couples, I think it was, KK and Chris, then it was Justine and Josh, then it was Solene and Mert. So maybe it was just 3 couples, the top 3 couples, I think. No, the top 2 from the first group was KK and Chris, and then Kendall and Garby, and then the second group ended up being Solene and Mert and Justine and Josh. That's what it was, okay? So overall, the best couple ended up being KK and Chris, all right? So they had to choose a safe couple and make them vulnerable, which I felt was so fucked up. I thought that was so messed up. But at the same time, in the game of competition, I was like, okay, I get it. I get it. You get to knock a player off the board. The best group to have knocked off the board, in my personal, would have probably been Justine and Josh. Justine and Josh probably would have been the best ones to make vulnerable. But I also feel, KK, I'm not going to hold y'all. If it's like, I'm not going to put my black sister down there like that. I'm not going to do that to my black sister, Justine. I'm not going to do that to my black sister, Garby. Okay? I'm not going to do that to my girls. It is what it is. So she finessed whatever her thoughts were over there to Chris, and they came up with Solene and Mert. So when she came over there and told them who she's going to make vulnerable, and it was going to be Solene and Mert, baby, Solene was pissed. Solene said, why? Why you? We sleep next to you guys at night. Like, I thought that you were friends. Like, we were neighbors. Like, what? She was pissed. I'm like, girl, all of y'all about sleep next to each other at night. Like, girl, what? Just because you right beside them, they supposed to have loyalty because you supposed to be a sleeping neighbor? No, ma'am. So Chris says that y'all are like a friendship couple, though. You know, he's like, we was trying to go off of who got like the best connections and stuff like that. And she was like, I mean, hello, we're a friendship couple. We're a friendship. I mean, not a friendship couple, but she was like, we have a good connection. We have a good connection. He was like, at the end of the day, we chose y'all because y'all a friendship couple. Okay, cool, right? Boom. She said, bravo, congratulations. Baby, listen, Solene was pissed. But again, if you want to go off of the fact that, oh, you guys are a friendship couple, how about Justine and Josh don't even know each other? I mean, they know each other, but they just coupled up that night. And they're already a threat. That would have been the best couple to make vulnerable. However, one, Justine, KK wasn't finna do that to Justine. And I do not fault her at all. Period. In addition, Josh is Chris's main man. Chris not finna vote his boy out. So yeah, we may not like it, but yeah, go with them. Yeah, like Garby just went through it by losing her partner for a brief period of time. So yeah, and you made my girl Lucinda vulnerable at once upon a time. So now BIT is your turn. Solene, now what's up? I agree with the decision. I'm not even finna hold y'all, okay? Feel how you feel. Leave your thoughts and comments down below, honey. That's all I got. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a practice. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Agent Smith. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can